Get in there. Absolutely brilliant from Villa. We got the job done in a must-win, high-pressure environment where we don't normally win. Aston Villa got the job done. And I am so proud of our team to get the most important 3 points of our season, to put severe amounts of pressure on Chelsea, Newcastle, Nottingham Forest. Let's go. Let's go, baby. We are back in this mix. And we've been written off. Nobody's given us any ounce of potential of getting into this Champions League. BT Sport the other day did a graphic with teams and Villa weren't on it. Forest weren't on it. We're written off and we are there punching away. And just, yeah, I'm absolutely buzzing. So, Villa fans, if you are buzzing like me, you should be. Subscribe to this channel. We are so close to 25k. Get on board, get involved, enjoy it. And yeah, just keep on supporting the channel. Smash the likes. I want 1,200 likes on this video. And most importantly, comment your thoughts. And I have got to give a massive, massive shout out. I was going to say to two, but I'm going to say five Villa players deserve massive amounts of praise for that performance. They all do, but there's five that have stood out to me as just heroes. Number one, Matty Cash. Put some respect on his name now. We've got to. He's performing to a very good level. He defensively, against some top wingers, he's putting himself about. Defensively, he was exceptional. The clearance off the line is, you know, you can look at a goal creating action, but Matty Cash has kept us with 3 points. That clearance was immense. The next player is Martinez, because I thought he was absolutely exceptional at coming for those crosses, those long throws, the corners, the save that tipped it and then Cash cleared it off the line. Made up for that Evan Nilsson one early on in the season. And just exceptional. Martinez took so much pressure off the team and just was there. Next one, Boubacar Kamara. Defensively, I thought he was covered every blade of grass. He was always there when there was the overload on Matty Cash's side. Brilliant from Kamara. Guys, there has been Onana hype on this channel since day one. That is the Onana that we have signed, and that is the Onana that I knew was here. When we saw that one move where he picked that ball up and he absolute drove at him like a steam train and he just kept going and going. Onana, that's probably his best performance for Villa, because not only has he had to step up and fill Tielemans' shoes, he's been there, he's delivered. Again, every blade of grass, defensively, putting his body on the line, his head on the line, tactically aware. I think it was only one moment where he sort of dwelled on the ball in central midfield. But Onana, absolutely impeccable. And guys, Aston Villa's all-time record goal scorer. And you know me, guys, you don't make my wall. You don't make my wall if you're just any old player. And we've got Unai and we got Watkins on the wall. Well done, Watkins. He's had criticism, and rightly so. But today, I thought he stepped up. Sometimes it weren't coming off. The touch was loose first half. But the endeavour to just keep going and going and going and keep working hard and keep grafting, that was massive. The goal, the deft touch. But again, who started it? Matty Cash started that on the touchline with the tackle. Rodgers put the brilliant ball in. And then we've got Watkins, who the finish was sublime, and fair play to him. Villa's all-time leading goal scorer, thoroughly deserved, and I'm so happy for him. But we can talk about Watkins' performance, but the performance of the whole team. I said yesterday that I was worried about this game, and we had to show desire and an inner belief, and that was there. The defensive unit, how we defended resolutely, dogged, bodies on the line, cleared it. That's what it took. We weren't, I think sometimes you can look at it and go, there was parts of that game where I thought, come on, Villa now, like show a bit, just be a bit braver, just, get a spell. But the heart was everything that we needed. And that's everything. And I'm just so proud that what I say, I don't think we've stepped up. I think what have we done? I think we've not stepped up. I think we've shown us. We've shown that we're here to fight, and we're here and we want it. And I think that is absolutely huge. Not only can sometimes at home we blitz teams, but we can sit in and defend well. And guys, we've only got another clean sheet. We got another clean sheet, and we got a clean sheet where Pau and Mings played. That whole sort of like rhetoric going around, like one or the other. Stick them both on, and we'll get one anyway. So that was massive. And I've praised Iraola, I've praised Bournemouth. They are a very, very, very good team. The overloads that they have on both sides are just intense. Evan Nilsson, he's a threat. We kept him quiet. And I think the word that I'll say is we dealt with them. We dealt with them well. So I'm just absolutely buzzing about it. And I thought we started well. And I think they had a spell where they grew into the game and they were pressing us and putting us under a bit of pressure, but they weren't really peppering the goal at all. They weren't really having that many shots, and we were limiting their shots, which was really good. I thought we started to find Ramsey in space, half turn, driving forward, had his heels clipped. And then we just had a bit of chaos, which Unai doesn't like. But, I think I can see Ramsey's frustration because he's away and he's clear and he's free and he's been clipped. He got, squared up to him, got a yellow. Martinez gets involved, gets a yellow. But what I will say about Martinez is he's the captain. So the captain is allowed to go and speak to the ref. So I feel like his character of what the ref has built in his mind as saw troublemaker getting involved yellow. When he's the captain, he's allowed to go and get involved, break it up, speak to the ref. So we had that bit of summit there, but I actually feel like that game needed it. That game needed niggle because we needed to disrupt them from time to time. I think we are And I've always said this, and I've mentioned this before. And I always remember a few years ago that I mentioned this, and people were commenting saying, we don't want to be that team. You shouldn't play like that. And what I was talking about is like tactical fouls. Make tactical fouls. You have to make them in the game. And I don't actually feel like we were making loads of tactical fouls, but play the game. Be savvy. Be modern football. And I know some people might not like it, but you either play the game or you get played. So you, all the top teams do it. You know, even some of the little fouls that we take, like, and we buy them. You know, the Consa ones and the Mings ones. We buy in the foul. We buy in the contact. We're playing the game, and I think it's so important that Villa do that, and we are so savvy now on the pitch. We know when to make a foul. We know when to be fouled ourselves. We know when to dwell on the ball. And that game needed it. And I think that today you can look at that game and you can overlook that part of the game. But that part of the game has stood us so well. So it's just massively important. And that area of our game needs a shout out. And I've already spoke about the goal. It was brilliant. It was a great finish. And I'm just so happy that weight has probably been lifted off his shoulders, because as the games dwindle away this season, the pressure grows on Watkins to get that goal. So the fact that he's done it now is just brilliant. Great time to score. And then second half, I thought we managed it well. They probably had a bit too much of the ball for my liking. I wanted to see a bit more of Rodgers dropping a bit and helping a bit. I felt like at times when it went a bit longer, there was a bit of a gap between Rodgers, Watkins, and the rest of the team. And that's where you started to see like Kirkes and Tavernier get on the ball and overload us. But then I feel like because Kamara was coming across, he was really helping us out anyway, and that's why he deserves massive credit, because he was having to do a lot of work, and you know, we limited them to just pumping balls into the box, and it was just scraps, wasn't it? Really, where were the really gilt-edged chances for Bournemouth? I don't think they were there. Asensio, I don't think he did that much, guys. I need to see a bit more from him. I really need to see a bit more. Yes, he hit the post, but there's more to football than just a highlights reel. So need to see a bit more from him, getting on the ball, touches, getting. I thought first half he was better than second half. And then when they put more pressure on, we seem to have more problems. The Ramsey second yellow, it's one of them, and I think he gets done basically. He doesn't make a challenge, does he? But he glides. The player like glides in front of him, and the player buys the contact. You know, what I'm saying is Ramsey didn't make a foul. He didn't play the player. The player that came together, and because where it's at and the ball probably was in front of Ramsey, give the second yellow. So that's frustrating. But I'm going to say this. With 10 men, I didn't even feel that phased. I felt like we were going to defend it. I felt quite comfortable with it, which was surprising. And we did defend it really well. So that's brilliant in itself as well. I think what probably played into it is, did they go like 5 at the back and then the red card happened? So their shape was a bit all over the place anyway. So just great to see it out. Absolutely brilliant. I'm just so happy that we was able to do it. And the most important thing, guys, have a look at that. Have a look at that. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. We've got Villa in 6th now, level on points with Chelsea, Newcastle, who both play each other tomorrow. Forest have got Leicester, local derby. See how that goes. And just brilliant from Villa. Absolutely brilliant. And sometimes, you know, in football, it don't matter. It doesn't matter all that matters is that you win. And that's all that matters. We could have played amazing today and lost, but we played okay and won. So it's another one of those where okay and we won. And yeah, we had an XG of 0.99. They had 0.78. Big chances, 2 each. 10 shots for them, 6 for us. What else have we got going on? Big chances scored, 1 for Villa. Final third passes, 45% for Villa, 79% for Bournemouth. 51% of our duels were won. 49% ground duels, 59% aerials, 25% dribbles, 62% tackles were won. So feels good. Feels good. Feels like we're free. Like I feel like we're free. I feel like there's no pressure on us, which is what we want. There's no pressure on us. The pressure's on everyone else. And hopefully, Newcastle, Chelsea, I don't know what we want from that. Do we want to draw? I think we want to draw. I think we want to draw. I think because if we get a draw, yes, one team's in front of us. Well, 2 teams are on 64 points. But I think what it means is when we level on points with a team, we've done on goal difference. So, say, for example, Chelsea win, they're 3 points in front of us. And then if we win and they lose, they're ahead of us on goal difference. So, a draw would mean if they then slip up and we win, we go ahead of them, which I think numerically, I think that's better because we've got this goal difference situation. So, and then you've got that big one last game of the season, Chelsea and Forest. If we can be above both of them going into that, then Villa win, we get it. So still got to win 2 games. We had to win 3. We've now got to win 2, but we're in a very good position because I mentioned this a couple of weeks ago. You do not want to be playing teams that you are competing with right now. Because if you lose that game, you're in big trouble. The fact that Villa are playing teams that aren't involved in it, whereas, you know, you look at Forest, they could beat Leicester, but they've still got to play Chelsea. So it could work out that whoever wins, that's fine, but I wouldn't really want to be playing any of them. Like, I definitely wouldn't want to be playing any of them. And then, mighty Southampton have drew 0-0 with Man City. So City are now 2 points in front of Villa, which is huge as well. So they're now back in the mix. Who have they got? Oh, that's tasty. Who have they got? They've got Bournemouth at home, which that's tough. That's a tough. Bournemouth are better away. So, and then they've got Fulham away, who are still doing pretty good this season as well. So you can look at fixtures and go, they got Southampton. They're going to win. But football, so that's why today is such a big win, because football is very difficult in the Premier League. It is very, very difficult, and anybody can beat anybody, and that is the beauty of the league. You know, I've been listening to Luis Enrique, the PSG manager, and he's been going stuff like, we're not Farmers League, we beat all the Premier League. Yep, nobody's saying that PSG are a bad team. What they say is that you are the best team in the league with hardly any competition. That's why it's a Farmers League. Not because of you, because of everybody else. Whereas you look at the Premier League, you can play Southampton and draw 0-0. Like, nobody would have predicted that, but that's just what can happen in football. So, yeah, I've waffled a bit there. But, guys, this is huge. Absolutely huge. So, hats off to Watkins. Hats off to the Villa. Absolutely buzzing. Comment your thoughts. Subscribe to the channel. Smash the likes. See you on the next one. Up the Villa.